Science is a way of gathering objective data about the nature of the world. And if magic only persisted as a subjective experience, then it would not be surprising why a lot of people would say, well, that's good for fantasy, but it's not real, because we equate real with objective, measurable events. So my understanding then of magic is that, first of all, it requires a different worldview than the worldview of science. Science starts with everything is matter and energy. It's reductive materialism. It's really, really good at understanding the nature of the external world, physical world. But it is not very good. In fact, it's not very good at all when trying to understand subjective experience or things having to do with mind or consciousness. So from a scientific perspective, a lot of scientists would say traditional esoteric type magic cannot exist because from that perspective, you are literally your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the story. There's nothing else. From an esoteric perspective or a philosophical perspective called idealism, the entire universe is made up of consciousness, not from matter. Well, that's the esoteric position, that the world is ultimately made out of consciousness. From that perspective, now it becomes pretty easy to understand why magical practices would work, because everything having to do with the mind is now primary over the physical world. So when you start thinking about certain things, whether it's involving ritual or some other method, that manifests into the world. That's taking a very different way of understanding reality. So what is magic then? Well, from a scientific perspective, it is exactly the same thing that scientists have been studying for over 140 years that we call psychic phenomena. The reason why psychic phenomena are not part of the scientific mainstream is exactly the same reason why magic is not part of the mainstream. It's because it requires that there's something about the mind and consciousness that is able to do things in the physical world directly.